All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. And I'm really excited today to get into some business topics with you. Yesterday, we talked a little bit about the 12 prosperity pillars, because at the beginning of the week, I always like to leave you with some mindset in order to carry you throughout the week. And, on a side note, it's important to understand that mindset is not just about motivation and inspiration. What I've learned over time, and you're starting to hear more and more and more, if you listen to podcasts, read books, you're following any of the thought leaders in the world, your mindset affects everything, not just your state of being, but your body, your business, your money. Everything relates around your mindset. And it's not just because you're motivated to continue and to do things and to be more productive. It's because it literally has a direct effect on your body, which affects your energy and everything else. So I really encourage you to not set aside mindset as some type of personal development type of topic, but something that's going to affect every area of your life. And I bring that up because even when it comes into building and growing your business, it's important to understand that your mindset will affect that. And your mindset is going to make a difference in everything that you do. So with that said, I want to jump into the topic of authority marketing. You've heard me really double down on this lately. You've heard me really talk a lot about authority marketing. And one of the reasons is this. If you go back early in my career, we were doing probably more direct mail than anyone outside of the credit card companies. Our events and financial education and, thought leaders, celebrities, and things that I was promoting, we were dropping 1 million pieces of direct mail a week. And we were doing things from radio, media, audio. And what's happened over time, as obvious, I'm stating the obvious here, but things have shifted to online and direct response and things that would happen where you can get a much quicker read on your marketing. And that's what, obviously it boils down to growing your company is generating leads, converting leads, making sales and things like that. But what's started to happen more and more is you've started to see some trends. You've seen some trends around things like podcasting and influencers that are on social media. But because of that, it's becoming very noisy in the marketplace. It's very difficult to get attention. And if you add to the fact that it's difficult to get noticed for your business, you're also going to realize that it's hard to become an authority, I guess I would say, because of the ability for people to use AI. Everyone sounds like an expert. So even if you can get attention, you're just drowned out by people that have authority. And so you're having to spend more and more money on online ads and Facebook ads and Google optimization and SEO and pay-per-click marketing. And so what I've found is that a business to create a legacy brand can really double down on their personal branding of yourself as a business owner, entrepreneur, and high achiever. And in addition to that, as you build your brand, you start to create a presence of authority in your marketplace. Now, why is authority important? Because regardless of your marketing, you have to establish trust and credibility in the marketplace. And that's why people that have authority or businesses that have authority do so much more. And what authority does is it separates you from the competition. Ultimately, what authority and authority marketing is going to do is it's going to allow you to grow your business, but it's also going to start to attract opportunities to you, and it's going to separate you from the competition. And the best way for you to grow your business is not to just compete head to head, race to the bottom on pricing and all those types of things, but to slowly build yourself as an authority. And when you build yourself as an authority in a strategic way, you can start to do this and you can gain the economies of scale of marketing. In other words, you won't have to start every single month to create leads because you'll start to become optimized organically online. You'll start to have people referred to you. You'll start to be able to build a legacy brand, is what I like to call it. So what I want to do today, and we'll dig into it more over the next couple of days, is I want to plant this seed that if you don't have authority marketing as one of your key strategic topics for your business, I think you're really missing out. You're spending more money than you need to. You are doing things that are not leverageable. When you build your authority in the marketplace, we'll talk later this week, you can, create content or interviews or promotional materials that you can leverage in dozens and dozens and dozens, podcast networks, social media channels, campaigns. And so I'm going to show you some ways that you can spend, for example, 1 hour of your time and turn it into hundreds of thousands of views and impressions and potentially leads. So what I like to, so I put together over the last, 25, 30 years of branding the top experts and thought leaders and business, celebrities and things like that out there. I put together what I think is a pretty simple 4-step formula. And this formula is sort of what you can use to create a footprint of authority in your industry, your niche, your marketplace, and your, geographic location, if it's geographically tied. And so it's a very simple 4-step formula. It boils down to these 4 things: strategy, building authority, using technology, and then distribution and marketing. Now, it's very important to note that most people think of authority as, I'm going to go out and spend a little money and I'm going to get featured in, Forbes or Entrepreneur or USA Today. I'm here to tell you that none of that helps you. It's not going to help you unless you have a strategy, you're getting leads, because most people will build authority, and you're seeing it all over the internet right now. You're going to go build authority in PR, but you're never going to you can't time that media. In other words, you could write an article, get put in Entrepreneur, but you never know when it's going to hit. They're only going to put what they want in there, and they're not going to let you say what you want to say. So what's important for me is that you start with strategy. And the whole point behind strategy, I'm going to break these 4 down for you very quickly, and then we'll go in depth over the next couple of days. Strategy is the idea that you need to control the narrative. You need to control the narrative in your messaging so that when you're having conversations, it's not random. What you say has specific intent. You're sharing the message of your company, your product, your mission, and what you want the listener to do. And when you do that, you're finding that you can start to share the message in the right market to the right people that you're going to be talking to. It's not enough to just go talk on podcasts or to go get guested on speaking events. You want to talk to your ideal audience with the right message in the right way. And so this idea of strategy is super important. And I'm going to suggest that in strategy, you also leverage these fast-growing topics of podcasting and being featured in media. So that's strategy. The second thing is to build authority. Now, when you build authority, it's not about having logos next to your name. Look, I went out early in my career and got featured in Fox News and CNBC and ABC and all that stuff. It's all a bunch of garbage. If you want to create authority, you need to, there again, create authority and be featured, quote unquote, if you're watching us on YouTube. You need to be featured, and you need to be featured frequently. But you've got to be featured in, periodicals and podcasts and top-rated publications where your listeners, your ideal client, your people are going to see you. Now, there's a good advantage of getting overall views just so you get some credibility, but showcase your authority by being featured in top-rated publications. And then you've got to optimize that content. It's not enough to just say you were in something. It's important for you to optimize organically online what that authority is being done. And I also suggest in this, just like I did with the strategy, in authority, I suggest doing things in legacy content. Legacy content would be things like blogs that remain online and continue to get views, podcasts which remain online and continue to get views, right? Written and audio, video like YouTube, because let's be honest, social media, you don't remember what you posted or they posted 2 weeks ago, but YouTube lives on. That's why these videos continue to gain traction. So you've got blogs, you got podcasts, you got videos, and magazines. Magazines are something that are legacy type content. If you get put in a magazine and it's sitting on a coffee table, that might be there for 10 years. Have you ever gone into your doctor's or dentist's office and you see the same magazine that's been there for 10 years? So when you build authority in core legacy content, core content channels, you can always then take that and distribute it. We'll talk about that in a minute. So if you start with strategy, number 1, and you go to building authority and being featured and featured frequently, then the next step would be, and this is the one people miss, utilizing technology and automations. So what the trend is happening right now is that most people are viewing and consuming information on mobile, video, and text. Now, of course, we still use email, we still use websites and things like this, but your content you're being featured on in authority needs to be featured in mobile, video, and text, because that's the stuff that's going to get open. That's the stuff that's going to get read. But when you take advantage of simple tools like mobile video landing pages or QR codes or things like that, you not only can capture information, but you can see what's happening. Imagine back in the day that you sent a postcard out to 1 million people. That's kind of like what you're doing today when you're pushing yourself out to 1 million people on social media. But with a postcard, you never have any idea who's looking at it or where, unless that postcard had a QR code on it. And you can see, how many times it's scanned, how many times people are seeing it. Wouldn't that be amazing? Well, first of all, you can do that now, but also when your authority, whether it's podcasts, blogs, videos, magazines are out there, when you utilize QR codes, keywords, ways that you can capture, convert, and track and report on what's happening, now all of a sudden you don't just have some fancy logos by your name. You are actually seeing the traffic that's going on. So now when I do a podcast, when I do a blog, when I do a magazine article, I'm seeing the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views. Well, impressions, then views, then how many people are clicking on it and capturing leads. So you go from strategy number 1 to authority number 2 to number 3, utilizing technology. And then 4th, the key is to distribute, repurpose, and become omnipresent through marketing. And I always tell people marketing is the strategic, I'm totally losing my voice because I've been speaking and talking so much lately, so you have to bear with me here, but marketing is the distribution of your content to the specific buyer you want with the specific message. So what you can do then is, for example, let me give you an example. You could take one interview, you could put that transcribe it for a blog, you could put it into a video, you can get it featured in a magazine, and you can use that as a podcast episode. So you got audio, video, written, articles. Then you can take the video and carve it up into multiple social media snippets, multiple reels, multiple image posts, quotes that you can use online, and you can just plaster this thing because distribution, there's a ton of different types of traffic you can get. And I'm talking about free traffic, paid traffic, or borrowed traffic, stuff where you partner with other people or you tag others in it. But there's a ton of ways to drive traffic to your authority and also leverage free media sources like podcasts, speaking, events, social media. And we'll get into that throughout the week. But my goal here, I went over a little bit, but my goal is to get you thinking about how can I be strategic with growing my business? And the place to start with that is authority marketing. So I hope this has brought you some value. Join me Wednesday and Thursday. What I'll do is I'll break this down. I'll start to break down strategy. I'll break down authority. I'll break down the tech, and I'll break down some marketing. And I'll give you some places you can go, things you can do, and how you can do it. That's what we're focused on this entire year is authority marketing. Obviously, I've been doing this for a long time, but I really believe this is something that's going to bring you value. So I hope it has. And if you'll do me a favor and share this episode, I'd really appreciate it. It'll mean the world to me. You can head over to dailymastermind.com and check out all the different things we're doing. If you want to go to theauthorityformula.com, we have all kinds of different stuff on there as well. But I'll try to put those links in the show notes, and I'll look forward to talking with you more. As always, feel free to email me directly. I always put my email address in there as well. And I look forward to talking with you more tomorrow. I'm really excited about these topics, and so have an amazing day, and I'll talk with you soon.